Join me as I dive into the chaos of a massive chemical plant fire that forced 17,000 people to evacuate their homes. And let's see how the community comes together in the face of disaster. A massive chemical plant fire has rocked a community, forcing an astonishing 17,000 people to flee their homes and seek safety. The sheer scale of this disaster is mind-boggling. And as we speak, emergency responders are working tirelessly to contain the blaze and prevent further destruction. The dangers posed by this chemical fire cannot be overstated. The toxins released into the air are a serious health risk to anyone in the vicinity, and the potential environmental damage is catastrophic. If the fire isn't brought under control, it could contaminate nearby water sources, devastate local wildlife, and even lead to long-term health problems for those exposed. The situation is grave, and every minute counts. The chemicals involved in the blaze are highly flammable, and the risk of explosion is ever present. Emergency responders are having to navigate a treacherous landscape of burning buildings, toxic fumes, and unstable chemical compounds. It's a nightmare scenario, and one that requires the utmost care and caution. Add to that the risk of chemical runoff, and you have a recipe for disaster. If the fire melts down containment ponds, it could spell ecological catastrophe for the surrounding area. The thought of 17,000 people being forced to evacuate their homes is bad enough. But the potential long-term consequences of this disaster are truly terrifying. The clock is ticking, and every passing minute increases the risk of further disaster. As we'll see later, the response from emergency services has been swift and decisive. But even so, the situation remains precarious. It all started when a faulty valve ruptured, causing a chain reaction of explosions that quickly spread throughout the plant. The first call came in just after midnight, and within hours the facility was engulfed in flames. Emergency services sprang into action, but it soon became clear that this was no ordinary blaze. The response was rapid and coordinated, with firefighters, paramedics, and evacuation teams working together to get people to safety. Roads were closed, shelters were set up, and a massive evacuation effort was underway. It was a massive undertaking, but one that had to be done if lives were to be saved. As the situation spiraled out of control, authorities were forced to take drastic action. A 3-mile exclusion zone was established, and anyone within it was ordered to leave immediately. It was a chaotic scene, with people grabbing what they could and fleeing for their lives. The fire raged on, spewing toxic fumes and flames into the air. It was a truly terrifying spectacle, and one that will be etched in the memories of those who witnessed it for a long time to come. At its peak, the fire was so intense that it could be seen from miles away. The noise was deafening, the heat was intense, and the fear was palpable. It's a miracle that no one has been seriously injured or killed, but the situation remains critical. As I speak, firefighters are still battling to contain the blaze, and the evacuation effort continues. In summary, we've seen the devastating impact of a massive chemical plant fire that forced 17,000 people to flee their homes. We've explored the dangers posed by the fire, from health risks to environmental disaster, and delved into the timeline of events that led to this point. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this incident in the comments below. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more content on emergency preparedness and disaster response. See you in the next video.